Welcome. This is La Madame. I welcome anyone and everyone as invited. Um, I will timestamp um, this reading. Let's see. Yeah, since it's a full moon, I'll timestamp it starting yesterday. So it'll be from um, whenever there's a full moon, the full moon stays in place for randomly a full 3 days. So you'll celebrate the full moon before the full moon, and then you'll celebrate a full moon, and then you'll celebrate it after the full moon. And what that means is the moon is still full in its element. So whatever you put out, of course, whatever we put out into the universe is what we get back. And it does not come, there's no time frame like, oh, I can outbeat this. You cannot outbeat karma and things like that. And so we know that, because others talk about it as well. But yes, we're now in Virgo retrograde. A lot of times, I won't say a lot of times, during retrograde, when it comes to astrology, you'll do things and say things out of element. you know um people, you might hear people say, oh, I'm stuttering more, or I seem to be more agitated, or I seem to be more what's the word I want to say? It's just kind of like where your energy, where your normal is tested. It's like your normal, how you are normally is tested. And it's not to say it's a negative way, it's just the way the world revolves itself. Nothing stays the same. But let's get back to the reading. So, hi, welcome. So, this is Lamadam, and we'll do a reading. This is the first reading that I've done today for full moon. And so I am excited for all of you all. I'm over here doing some shuffling. I'm going to get started. You'll hear the noise, excuse the noise in the background. Um, I really have to feel like my cards are cleansed. That means, they're, just cleansed. So I erase all of the old readings, and all the old stuff is behind us. And so, like I said, yes, I'm using cards. I use them because, to be honest, they help meditate. They help with my meditation. And so I use cards, but a lot of times I don't have to use them, but I like using them. I look at them like, as cards. Even if I didn't have tarot cards, I could use a deck of cards, some plain number cards. People don't know that. So, a lot of times people will, have ugly things to say about persons, about tarot. And, oh, yeah, tarot's this, tarot's that. But, it's just all because they don't understand and they want to know. They lack knowledge and they really want to know. But, so anyway, welcome. This is La Madame. First reading for me today. Let's see. Let's pick up on energy, spirit guides, ancestors, right? What you share with us. The energies that lie around for this new moon, full moon, the blood moon. Welcome. We are here, 2026. Spirit guides, ancestors, wildlife, protect this energy, protect my environment, protect the persons listening under the sound of my voice. Let this reading be accepting only for the sole purposes of the white light. One more time. So sorry once again, I haven't picked up my cards in a while, so I really want to make sure they're clean. All right, let's start. La Madame. Eight of Pentacles. The take I'm getting so far is there are others that are getting information. And I feel like this is the season to get information. I feel like I am involved in a formation, and I feel others are too as well. This is a time where, everyone's pretty much looking and seeing what's out there, seeing if, checking on opportunities, checking out information. It may be persons that are thinking about switching a job, profession, you know, um, maybe going into business on your own, trying to be self-made. Um, so this energy it's a promising energy. So the Eight of Pentacles. So let's see what's crossing it. Crossing the Two of Wands. Yeah, this is heavy. This is heavy in the energy. Persons. They're wanting to start something new. They're wanting to evolve. They're wanting to seek and to get information. And that's just that's the energy so far. That's really pulling out. Of course, I see the coins there. So this is Virgo retrograde. So I do see Virgo earth signs here. What sits beneath the Eight of Pentacles is the moon. And so there may be a little, I don't know why I wanted to say regret, but there may be a little regret of the movement of getting this self-made business or starting something new or this new beginning. It may be a little shaky, I feel timing plays a significance, maybe it's bad timing and stuff like that. But yeah, it's very questionable. A person or an energy can be in deep thought, so deep to where they see these opportunities, they see these blessings that are before them, but they don't move forward because they're holding themselves back because of emotional reasons or because of, just guilt or things that they're just holding on to. Let's move into the reading. Moving from the past is the Knight of Wands. This energy or this person that may feel, that may be in this energy has been through so much, has worked so hard to be noticed. Despite their resilience, they are continuously fighting for what they believe is right. And, maybe because of experience, they've realized, when I say they, I'm talking about you, me, they, whoever, can take from this reading what they will. But yeah, this energy has worked so hard to accomplish and to, just to accomplish, um, what it is that they're fighting for. It could be for anything, for their rights, for their, who they are, maybe persons tearing them down in the past, it could be, just bad relationships in the past where people have told you you're not going to be nothing, you're not going to become of nothing. So physically you're wearing the hurt that people bestow on you. You're wearing it, and it starts to affect you. What happens in the body, in the mental, then it starts performing external, and then physically we're affected by it. So this is the energy. It just seems that the timing may or may not be right. But let's keep seeing. Now remember, we're under the retrograde, so you don't want to make any vast decisions at this time. You don't want to go buy a house. Oh, it's a full moon, let me go buy a house, because right now everything that's in the past is being is is being regenerated, and it's going to be a new season, and so you want to start it nice and fresh. So to those persons out there that move by the moon, stars, the sun, by nature, um, you know, persons like me, seers, and so forth, um, take this time to, you know, meditate and to reflect. And yeah, and then to those watching, like I said, don't make any really vast decisions at this time because it's undecided. That's what the cards are saying. If you're listening, if this reading so far is resonating with you, it's asked that you don't go into any long projects or anything, just yet. The things are still in the making. So what sits above the Eight of Pentacles is the Hierophant. The Hierophant is pretty much the clerk, the clergy. Okay, this person is where you go to, the foundation. You're at the top when you think of a pyramid, and you see the hierarchy. And it starts from everything. There's levels to it, and so the Hierophant is here just to make sure that everything goes as it should and everyone is informed. This is this is where you'll get your information from. You go to someone that has great detail, that you can trust, that that leader. That's where you want to go to. When you need a second opinion, you want to get a second opinion by someone that's trusted. And so it's asked at this time that you do so before you make those sound decisions. Moving into the now is the Five of Cups. Already, Five of Cups. So for someone, okay, and I say someone, because we're talking about human beings right now, okay? We're talking about humans, not the aliens, the humans. And right now, there's someone that is just having a hard time with letting go, okay, of what just did not serve them. So it's pretty much regret when it comes to love. And, I say we do this sometimes, we know we should let go of situations that hurt us, but we steady try to keep evolving and trying to change persons and waiting to a better day, and sometimes we get so ahead of ourselves that we miss the key points, that some things are just meant to be. It's not for us to do anything. It's just for us just to allow things to happen the way they will. And that's what I get from the Five of Cups. So what sits at the bottom of the deck is the Seven of Wands. Someone or something, energy is against this. Someone is feeling defensive about this. Someone wants to fight. They're like, hell with this reading and all that kumbaya stuff. They don't want to hear my words, but you don't have to listen to them. That's what I'm saying. It's like a choice. You can listen. It doesn't hurt you to listen. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't cost a thing. But you can take heed or not. And that's what this reading, everyone has an option. Everyone has choices. Everyone has to carry their own cross. So when the world ends, whether people want to believe it or not, oh, there's no heaven and hell, okay, fine, whatever. But when the day comes and you don't get that well done from white light, from higher power, from like God, from like somebody that can save your soul, you're going to sit back there and you're going to go right back to that time when you should have changed. I should have done this. I knew I should have done. I knew that, blah, 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 blah. You're going to have all these regrets because you allowed yourself to not learn, to not love, to not proceed, to not move forward. And so Yeah, and it is, and it's just a sad case, a sad situation. So yes, there's someone defensive about this. The energy does not want me to say that to someone, you know, and this goes against their calculated, I don't want to say a calculated, I don't know, their calculations, whatever they've performed, through these words and physical and threats and fighting and disengagement and and all that type of stuff. They don't want to hear about the good news. They don't want to hear of this person trying to move forward in the Nine of Wands. This person's trying to move forward. This person is on their last leg. They have been fighting war after war after war after war. They have to find a different way, because the way they were moving, it didn't give them no justice. And so they're trying to move forward. They're trying to center themselves with the Hierophant, and trying to come to terms that they want to reap benefits. You know, they would they want to be out of this energy of feeling like a prisoner. But the outside is against this. The outside is, hey, 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 where you think you going? Like, oh, you started this, now you got to stay. No, a person does not have to stay. No, that's not true. They don't have to stay. Even if a person started these forest fires, they're not bound to stay. Anybody can make the decision to change. And so, yep, let's move forward. Knight of Cups. So, although this person's going through what they're going through, they're missing love, they're missing romance, they're wanting to give their cup, they're wanting to know that there's still a chance that, that love is still on the horizon for them. They want to turn things around. This person wants to love. They want someone to fill their cup. They're wanting a taste of the good life. They're wanting a taste of it. And that's not a bad thing. Somewhat. It's not a bad thing. What sits above it and how people are looking at this situation is the Knight of Swords. Another knight, um, another energy or person that is pretty much like wants to remind wants to remind this person. Someone wants to remind this person, oh well, oh, now you want to do this. Now that you've done all this, somebody doesn't want to let go of a situation. When I say someone, it's the energy. Someone's like still like, no, you did this, you're gonna pay for it. That's pretty much what the Knight of Swords is saying. Like, oh yeah, yeah, I hear you. I listened to your story. I let you talk. Now it's my turn to talk. And what I'm saying is, I sat here and watched you over and over doing the same, repeating the same cycles. I got something to say about it. That's the energy of the Knight of Swords. I hope or fear is the Page of Cups, hoping that there'll be some grace in the situation, that somehow, some way, maybe someone would think that, oh, don't feel sorry for them, or, feel sorry that, oh, well, I was emotional is why I did what I did, but of course we're all adults and um, we all have to bear witness to it, to be shaming and stuff. I know breakups and all that is hard, but we all have to go through our stuff. And what matters is how we come out of it. And if we've learned our lesson, or are we inflicting other persons because of your pain? And people do that all too well. They reflect on other persons, and so the last card that I'm willing to talk about right now is the Seven of Cups. There's a lot of options. A lot of people, sayers, everybody has their way of doing things, thinking of things. There's different religions that play factors. But the truth of the matter is you either do good, you do well, or you don't. It's as simple as that. You either can make a decision to want things to manifest and want things to go well, or you can make the decision that you're going to destroy it and tear everything down. And so we're just still left with that decision that we all have to bear. the truth of the matter is that we all go down for the things that we cause in this universe, the pain that we inflict on other people. It will come back on you. What you do, it may feel good in the moment. Like, yeah, I finally got this person back. I hurt them. I hurt him. I hurt him. Yeah, I finally got them. They think, oh yeah, I got them real good. I hurt them. I hurt them for a lifetime. They'll be burdened with trauma for the rest of their life. When you say things like that and you do things dishonorable like that, God sees it. And God is more powerful than you. God is going to win by all means, no hands down. And you're going to pay for the stuff that you do to other people. As simple as that. It may not be when you think, when you, okay, go ahead, throw it on me. I'll handle it. I'll throw this karma off of me. I'll siphon energy from someone else and say, but I'm not going to take this fall. I'm not going to take this. Keep on saying what you're not going to take. Because the more you keep saying that, the bigger the ditch is, the bigger the hole is that you're digging for yourself. So once again, Lamadam's words, they cut. My words cut. They hurt because they get right to the core. And I know that they do. That's why I always stayed away from readings, because I didn't want to run off persons, and because I care about people so much, I didn't want to be the bearer of bad news. But now that I'm awakened, you understand, and now that I have my wings, I have to tell the testimonies. I have to talk about certain things that people don't want to talk about. That's my job. My job is to let you know that everything is not just normal. Like, oh, everybody thinks the same. I'm not like an average normal person, because I know that normality is not, that's not what life is. In real life, you're going to meet a lot of different things out there. There's things out there. Oh, there's stuff to get into. That's for certain. And I just want to be prepared. And I want to be knowledgeable when I'm faced with these truths, or am I faced with these energies. I want to know how to get them off of me. I want to know how to fight back, but with a good hand. Do you understand me? Not physically. Fighting in a spiritual warfare. It's more spiritual. I may not do all the things that average Christians do. However, I still am a Christian, and can't no one take that away from me. I know that to be, sorry, I got a phone call. I know that to be, and so I'm just trying to help some of those that may be kind of confused, wanting to move forward, but wondering what others will say, what others will think, if they cross over, if they become a different person, if they turn a new leaf. It would be the greatest thing for you to change your ways and your views. Life doesn't have to be this bad. It doesn't have to be this difficult. You really can have all the things that you want in life. You can have the peace. You can have freedom. Here in America, you can pray to whoever you want. You can like whatever color you want. You can work for whatever you want to work. That's freedom. Freedom is making choices, that you're making your own choices for your own self, unless you're not responsible. If you're not responsible and you need someone to make choices for you, there are other people out there, like, mental health and different, there's help out there for persons that are not able to make sound decisions for themselves. But for the most part, we all have to bear our own cross. And so from this reading, I am hopeful that you will move forward, continue on moving forward, get over any past judgments in the past, and move forward. It's a new time, it's a new season, it's a new retrograde, a new moon. Let's move into this season gracefully. I hope you all enjoyed me. This has been another one from Lamadam. Goodbye.